One of the most iconic partnerships in history has drawn to a close, leaving many to wonder if Woods severed ties with the company that helped mint him a billionaire, or if it was the other way around.
Now, after 27 years, Tiger Woods says he is parting ways with Nike.
Well, Woods' deal with Nike is over, but what is the potential implication of this split? And where does Tiger go from here? It all started in 1996, when a 20-year-old Stanford student joined the PGA Tour. The young man went on to be named Rookie of the Year after winning 2 tournaments and finishing in the top 10 3 times in just 8 starts. And that player was Tiger. That success, among many others, saw Woods ink his first deal with Nike, which was worth a reported $40 million over 5 years, the largest golf deal at the time. Of course, Nike was banking on the then 20-year-old Woods becoming a star, but what they got was one of the most dominant athletes in the world during the 2000s. Once the new millennium began, so did Woods' dominance in the PGA. He won 12 of his 15 majors in the decade and held the title of the world's #1 golfer for a record-breaking 281 consecutive weeks from June 12, 2005 to October 30, 2010. In total, he was the world's top golfer for 683 weeks, which is also a record. The same year Nike signed the deal with Woods, they launched his first golf shoes, the Air Zoom TW and Air Zoom Sport TW. A year later, they introduced Woods' first logo, called the Yin Yang. Nike's most iconic commercials of all time featured Woods juggling a golf ball for 28 seconds, doing tricks like going between his legs and behind his back before hitting the ball cleanly in mid-air. Remarkably, Woods pulled off the trick shot in just 4 attempts. Then came 2001, when Woods signed a 5-year contract extension worth $105 million, making him the highest-paid athlete endorser at that time. This was also when the iconic TW logo was introduced, and Nike opened the Tiger Woods Conference Center at its Oregon World headquarters in the same year. The unwavering loyalty that has stood the test of time. Well, Woods is still the world's most famous golfer by a mile, and he has played a significant role in making Nike Golf incredibly successful over the last 3 decades. You see, before the multi-billion-dollar sportswear company got Woods' signature, they were generating about $30 million in annual revenue. But just 2 years after signing the 15-time major winner, the brand was raking in over $300 million in annual revenue. So it's no news that Nike grew to be one of the largest companies in the world, while the 48-year-old golfer was under contract. According to FactSet data, Nike's shares posted a roughly 1,800% return since the company inked Woods 27 years ago, which is twice as much as the S&P 500. Reports also have it that Woods' 2019 Masters final round victory was worth more than $22 million to Nike in brand exposure alone. So, of course, this collaboration was beneficial for both parties. But unfortunately, this iconic partnership has finally come to an end after 27 years. Tiger's 4th and possibly final deal with Nike expires at the end of this year, and many people are of the opinion that the 2 parties will eventually part ways without a new deal. Recently, at the PNC event, Tiger faced direct questions about his ongoing relationship with Nike. His responses, or rather the lack thereof, were telling when asked if he and Nike were parting ways. Tiger's response was non-committal, stating, "I'm still wearing their product." This evasion, rather than a straightforward denial or confirmation, suggests that a significant announcement about their partnership's future is imminent. Rumors also had it that Tiger's son Charlie would be signing with Grayson, a different apparel brand, instead of Nike. Now, this was pretty strange, because if Nike was interested in maintaining and extending its relationship with the Woods clan, it probably would have seized the opportunity to sponsor the next generation of the Woods legacy. Another important moment happened 2 years ago at the Masters, when Tiger Woods, for the first time, wore FootJoy shoes instead of his usual Nike gear due to comfort issues related to his injury. This change from the usual wasn't just a small detail, it was a clear sign of a potential rift. If Nike had been committed to keeping Tiger in their fold, why didn't they respond with a custom shoe solution? Nike's lack of action in the 2 years since has only fueled more speculation. But the real question is, what will Tiger do next?
And Tiger teased in his statement earlier, he said there will be another chapter.
Yeah,
so
that's interesting.
whoever that other chapter is, they got to be licking their chops right now.
Well, Grayson Clothiers tops the list in places Tiger might be headed next. But if you're not familiar with the brand, it's totally okay. Grayson is a newer golf clothing brand that has exploded onto the scene over the last few years. Charlie Schaefer founded the company in 2015, and he brought his expertise from Ralph Lauren to build a brand that blends classic tailoring with technical performance. Now everyone seems to be talking about this because Tiger's son Charlie recently switched to the brand, while his close friend and fellow tour competitor Justin Thomas is an equity partner. But there's a caveat. You see, despite Grayson's potential success, the brand doesn't have the financial might of a Nike or TaylorMade. So, to bring Tiger on board, they would need to sweeten the pot in the form of equity. Also, considering Tiger's past dislike for bell-bottom pants in 2010, it seems unlikely he would wear pants with elastic cuffs at Riviera Country Club. What about those patterned polos with large florals or all-over wolves? Well, that doesn't scream Tiger to us. Another theory is that TaylorMade will increase its apparel offering starting in 2024. The golf brand has dropped hints on its website for the last several months that they might do that, and they have equipment deals with several other Nike golfers, including Rory McIlroy, Scottie Scheffler, and Tommy Fleetwood. So, if Nike were to reduce its golf offering or even shut the business down entirely, it's easy to connect the dots and see why a company like TaylorMade might make sense. Now, Tiger could obviously just go out and start his own clothing brand and make a bunch of money there. There's absolutely no doubt that Tiger's influence on the game is huge, but is it too late in the game for something like this to take off? I mean, Woods realistically has only a few years left at the top, and for a TW brand to thrive in the long run, he has to stay in the public eye after retiring. But for someone who owns a luxury yacht called Privacy, that could be a tall order. And how will the logo look? It's not clear if Nike owns the famous TW monogram, so the three-stripe TGR logo might need to take its place, but it doesn't have nearly the same prestige. And what about FootJoy? Remember, he's been wearing their shoes, so expanding their partnership could be in the cards. When it comes to clothing, the brand already dresses players like Max Homa, who always looks neat, if a bit on the conservative side. Come to think of it, isn't that how Woods likes to dress? The brand's cuts are tailored and classic, so Woods could keep wearing his favorite combo of solid pants and striped shirts. We might even see him in some of FootJoy's cool shoe collaborations. But does Nike seem likely to withdraw from the golf sector entirely? Well, they halted their golf equipment production a few years back, and now the same fate may befall their golf apparel line. The evidence has been accumulating, the gradual phasing out of equipment and possibly now apparel, indicating a strategic repositioning away from golf. This potential exit from golf by Nike raises numerous questions about whether it would leave a significant void in the market and impact several top players like Rory McIlroy, who have long been associated with the Nike brand. Well, what everyone is interested in right now is Tiger's next move, and what his next action might be remains to be seen. So, what's your take? And where do you think Tiger's headed?